Pretty cool this morning, actually in the 40s. It's early September. And so we're getting into the autumn time of year. So I'm gonna hike for a bit here, and what I kind of had in mind today was possibly a nice woodland kind of a photograph. Yeah, kind of looking for patterns in the trees. What I'd like to have is some nice directional light, but I don't think I'm going to get that today. It's really clear. What you really need for this that I'm looking for is some filtered sunlight, so you can get some depth in these trees. But I don't know. I'm going to walk on, and if anything, I'm scouting. But let me just see what I can find here. Actually, I've hiked out here a few times, but I usually take the trail the opposite direction. And this morning I decided to come down this way. And yeah, I don't recall ever coming this way on the trail. There's a river down below me. You can probably hear it. So I'm gonna hike on and see. Watch my step though, so I don't kill myself on this little cliffy edge. Well, I think I hear a waterfall. I'll have to see if I can get a good view on that. Certainly hear it. Maybe around the corner here. Yeah. I don't know if you can hear that. I'm sure you can. Okay, this is a massive tree here. I'm not sure you can get the scale of it on a video like this, but man, it's huge. Huge fir tree. Really, really tall. And it's a big tree. It's funny, it's actually it's a really popular hike, and I'm out here pretty early, and already I've seen a few people. So it's the way hikes are here around Seattle, because people are outdoorsy, to say the least. People love to hike. And there's a lot of good places to hike that are not too far away from the city. And here, you're probably a little over an hour, maybe hour 20 minutes to get to this trailhead that I'm on from the city. So yeah, I've already seen a couple groups this morning out here on the trail, and it's fairly early. So just to tell you a little bit more about what I'm looking for here with a woodland photograph, is, I'm either looking for a really interesting pattern in the trees, or I'm looking for something that stands out amongst the trees, something that's easy to isolate. Now, one problem that always arises in photographs like this is that a lot of times you see something with your eyes that looks good, but we've got this benefit of two eyes, so we get this 3D look of the woods, and that's not what we get on the camera. I always find a good way to decide whether or not you've got a possibility of something is to cover one eye, close one eye, and then take a look at the scene you're looking at. And because that takes away the three-dimensionality that you're going to get, that you have with your eyes, and you're not going to have it in the photograph. But if it looks good with just one eye, there's a good possibility that that's going to be a nice photograph. So I always kind of do that. It's silly, right? But I'm standing there closing one eye and looking around. But yeah, but that's what I'm looking for, some kind of a pattern in the forest. And here it's tough. Everything is so cluttered. There's so much busyness, and that just makes it a little bit difficult for a photograph. But that's what I'm looking for. I'm not sure I'm going to get it. What really works better is if you have light that's just filtered. It's kind of cloudy with a little bit of sun breaking through. Fairly early morning or later afternoon, but not sunrise, sunset necessarily. But it gives you directionality when you get the sides of the trees lit with nice soft light. That's the kind of thing that you want. That's what I'm looking for. And I don't know if I'm going to get it today, but as a minimum, I'm scouting around and seeing what I see. And this is beautiful here. So yeah, let's just see some first little hints of some fall color there. It's early September, so we're not quite in color season in the autumn yet, but starting to see some things turn here. Maybe I found a spot here. I don't know. You can probably see this tree here. There's a really steep part of the trail here going steeply down here. I don't know if you can appreciate that from the video, but it's kind of straight down there. But I'm thinking about getting in a situation here where I isolate that area, so I'm seeing a vertical composition. And I'm getting some reflected light coming up from the rivers down below me here. We've got mountains over, and you can see on my face is well lit here, but because I'm getting reflections from the hillside and the trees over here on this side. But I'm getting a little bit down there to that tree, and I'm thinking that I might be able to make something look maybe pretty good there. So I think I will give that a try. Since I'm not seeing too much, and I don't, my expectations are low because of the light. It's just not really that good. But that might be something worth setting up and seeing what it might look like. I think I'm going to need to zoom in pretty close, I think. So yeah, let me give this a shot. Okay. All right, you can kind of see what I've shot here vertically. Yeah, not too bad. I kind of like the way this looks, but I'm not sure how that's really going to come out. But yeah, shot it at f/16 so I could get a lot of depth of field. Yeah, shutter speed's close or slow. Sorry, 2.5 seconds because it's really dark down here. So, which is okay because it's very still. There's no wind, so I'm not too worried about that. Beautiful. I have to say one thing we get here in the Northwest is some pretty prehistoric looking woods, So here you can kind of look from where I'm coming from there. But maybe you can see my tree that I was interested in back there. It's almost like some caves going on here too. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that stuff very well, but yeah, quite cool, beautiful. So I'm gonna hike on and see if I can find something else. Wow, look at this. A cave there. Kind of a little, I don't think it's a cave actually, but it's certainly a little bit of a shelter point. Yeah, interesting. Well, I've kind of gone out to a pretty distant spot there on the hike, and now I'm heading back toward where I parked. And yeah, I really only had that one spot where I got out, went out and took some photographs, and that was really beautiful. Now the light is really starting to kind of come into play. It's pretty bright. Like I've been saying, it's really clear today, so it's not fantastically good, but if nothing else, this is a scouting mission, and just being out here this morning with this beautiful weather, if nothing else, that's worth it all, as always. So, but definitely, I can see the potential here, especially if you have fog or something like that in the morning, or the directional light, like I've mentioned. That would be really nice here. So I'm marking it down as a future visit, but we get a lot of fog in the fall here. So I think I will absolutely try to get back out here because I see a lot of potential if the light's great. So yeah, fantastic. So my way back out, I do see one area looks pretty nice here that I might be worth getting the big camera out for, just to see how it looks. So I did take a shot here that you could see. Yeah, these trees that look pretty nice. They've got a nice, really green backdrop there that's got a nice color. There is some dappled light back there in the background, so I think that might be a little bit of a problem, but not too bad. We'll see. Well, here we can see the views I've got from this trail. I think that's Garfield Mountain there. We're in the Cascade Mountains. Just stunning. You see the blue sky, as I mentioned. It's later in the morning now, so I think there's no more photography, but it's just a stunningly beautiful place, for sure. to wrap it up now for this trip. It's been really nice, really beautiful morning. It's almost noon now. Getting warm, kind of hot, but yeah, good bit of exploration. Maybe a good photo. I'll see about that. But overall, just a beautifully magnificent place. Really nice. So as most of the trails around here are. So all right, I'm gonna call that a wrap then for today. Well, I did get one photograph here that I like a lot. This was one I took on the way out of the hike. I like it a lot. I think it's quintessential Pacific Northwest. You know, we have a lot of this. I like capturing scenes like this that represent the place. And this one definitely does. I did crop this one down to a 4:5 aspect ratio in post-processing, which I think looks a little better here. I also made an adjustment in post-processing to warm this scene up a bit. One thing I notice is in a really green scene like this, and when using auto white balance in camera, it tends to come off a little bit cool directly out of the camera. So cooler than what my eye sees while I'm actually there. So I did warm this up a bit, and I think it looks appropriate. Overall, I love it. Okay, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you following along, and I hope it's enjoyable to watch. Look forward to making more videos like this.